Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video. We are taking a first look at the new Mikayla X Glamlite collection. I also have some new products from Jaclyn Cosmetics. So if you're interested in seeing some first impressions, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on my channel. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, before I start off talking about makeup, I just want to say thank you guys so much on the baby announcement. And if you haven't seen, I did post on my community tab as well as my Instagram page that me and my husband are expecting our first baby, and I'm due in November, and I think I'm gonna do a separate Q&A video on that. So if you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comments. So happy to answer any questions, but it's really weird. I feel like I need to explain myself a little bit, but it was so easy for me to not like talk about it on YouTube and stuff, and it was really nice to just keep it to ourselves. And I was in California last week seeing my best friend, and she took some really awesome pictures of us, so I definitely felt like it was time to go ahead and share with you guys. So yep, expecting baby number one in November, and I'm very excited. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys that congratulated us and left us well wishes. And if you have any questions, leave them down below because I'll be happy to have a Q&A about that. Okay, so now that the cat's out of the bag, let's go ahead and talk about the makeup. So I did pick up the new Glamlite collection and some other new products to try out as well in this video. And I did film some close-up swatches and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the collection. So let's talk about it really quick. This is a big collection. When it was first announced, I didn't know who Mikayla was, but I really liked the announcement video, how she talked about how she was quitting her job at Ulta to do TikTok full-time and things like that. And it was nice to see a collaboration with a big makeup TikToker and a indie brand. So I thought it was a really cool pairing and really giving somebody that's a TikToker a makeup collection. I know there have been some other TikTok collaborations like with Morphe and Morphe 2 and some of those bigger TikTok people, but I feel like from what I can tell with Mikayla, her content is focused on makeup, so I really like that, and I thought this was a really cool collaboration. So I have everything on my face right now except the two eyelashes. We are going to a quick family dinner tonight, so I didn't feel like putting lashes on, but these are the two lashes from the collection. I basically bought the whole collection minus the PR set, so I really like that Glamlite had different options. I love PR boxes, but honestly, they kind of create waste for me, and I'm not that much of a diehard Mikayla fan to hold on to the box, so I was really happy that they sold the collection minus the PR box, so that was awesome. So I have the lashes, I have the highlighter, which is so cute. This is the shade. I have a close-up too, so I'll show you guys the close-up. And then these are the three lippies. I took everything out of the boxes because I'm like, whatever. And then we also have the palette. So there's what the palette looks like, and it has like glitter in it, so you can like shake it. I don't know, it's kind of fun. And then of course the inside looks like that. I also tried one of the icing eyeshadow bases. This is the shade White Frosting. I also have the shade Caramel, so I will definitely be trying these out some more. And then I got the new Jaclyn palette. This is the warm one. This is Rouge Romance, and it looks like that. And then I also got one of her loose blushes, the Luminous Rouge. Super cute. And I did get a sample of this Tarte foundation. This is the Hydro Flex Tarte C in the shade Medium Tan Sand. This is too light for me. I did put on some concealer just to substitute that. So those are all the products I will be using in this video. Let's go ahead and get into the demo portion where I show you guys how I created this look. I'm so excited to film the demo portion of this video with the Mikayla palette. I also have some other new products to try out, but this is my first video back from vacation. So we have a few things to play with and hopefully you guys are okay with that. So when I was watching this palette, I definitely will say the most interesting rows are these two last rows. She's got some beautiful grungy matte shades down here, and the metallics in this palette are probably the best metallics from Glamlite. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty excited because they did swatch so beautifully. So I'm trying to think. I kind of want to start off with the shade Handy, which is the yellow shade right here, and I did prep my eyes with the new Glamlite Icing eyeshadow base. I did use the shade White Shop, which is the white shade, just to amplify these colors. And I'm just going to go into a small Nabla brush, and I'm going to put that kind of on the inner corner and blend it into the crease. Definitely not the brightest yellow. I was expecting a little bit of punch, which is why I use the white base, but it's not the worst yellow, if that helps. So next I want to try this shade Loop out. It's like a really cool light green grungy shade. These shades are playing together really nicely, and I'm taking the green, and since this is a smaller brush, I can actually bring it in to the crease, but still let that yellow pop above it. Just from using it this one time, I am noticing there isn't really a very deep, colorful green matte. I guess the shade Freetown, I can try that on the outer corner, but yeah, it looks more like a teal, so it'll be interesting to see how that does on the outer corner. But I'm just going to go into the yellow shade one more time and try and build it up a little bit over here. Okay, I'm going to stick to the same little Nabla brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Freetown, which is the teal shade. These are definitely my three favorite mattes from the palette, like color-wise. Like when I was looking at this palette, I was like, ooh, those are actually really interesting mattes, is what I thought when I was looking at them laid next to each other. Okay, now I'm going to go back into Loop, which is that grungy green, and I'm going to help blend the outer edge of the shade Freetown. Do that on this side as well. Ooh, I kind of love. Okay, so I'm trying to think if I want to deepen it up even more. There's not really a shade in the palette that I would use. I mean, there is a shade called Willow, which is like a dark brown, but I don't really like to use neutrals to deepen up colorful matte shades, and I could reach for a different palette to bring in like a black, and I don't see one, so I'm not going to do that. I think I might try the shade Mass Hole, which is this electric blue, and see how that plays with Freetown maybe. I'm just going to add that on the outer corner. Okay, I better stop before it takes over. I'm going to try this shade called the Best Color. It's like a minty green shade. I'm just gonna put that in between the light green and the yellow. Okay, I think I've played with enough matte. So I played with the Best Color, Freetown, Loop, Handy, and Mass Hole. And so that's kind of what's on my crease right now. So it's time to try a metallic shade. And this palette has some gorgeous, gorgeous metallics. So I'm going to grab this Glamlite brush. This is from the, I think, Sugarcane brush set. I've been so tempted to grab an extra set of this, even just to put in like a giveaway for you guys, but I haven't because I'm like, I don't need more brushes and so I'm trying to be really good. But if you guys are shopping the Glamlite website, Highly recommend this brush set, and it's been on sale a few times. I think I saw it for like 12 bucks the other time I was on there. So I'm going to go into the shade Stunning, which is of course like a beautiful chartreuse color, and I picked it up on the brush, and I'm just going to pop that on the center of the lid. Okay, so now I want to try the shade. It's called Naz. It's like a beautiful icy blue shade, and I thought it would work with that green and kind of give it like an inner corner, almost like pop effect. So I'm just bringing that in. It does have like a green undertone to it, so it is pulling that green shade too. I love how the shade Naz played with the shade Stunning, and now I want to add a little bit of the shade Audrey, which is down here. It's like a beautiful blue-green, and I'm just going to pick that up with the same brush. Just been cleaning it off, and I'm going to add that kind of towards the end here, just to give it a little pop at the end and not completely just go from like a matte to a shimmer here without too much of a blend. So I think that shade Audrey is like the perfect complement to the shade Free Down. So I'm just picking it up with the same brush and kind of blending it towards Stunning. Ooh, this is pretty. If you like greens, you're gonna have fun with that row. It's definitely not something you need to use this many shades to play with greens, but I really wanted to play with as many shades as I could just for first impression purposes. But if you follow Mikayla on Instagram, she's done some really beautiful looks with her palettes. So if you need more inspiration, I would highly recommend checking her out. Now I'm going to clean up my under eyes, do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back to play with more new products. Okay, so I have most of my makeup done, but I do have the new products from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I did pick up the blush palette as well as one of the loose powders. So let me go ahead and show you guys the blush palette. Here is what the shades look like. I was so interested in this one because this is the warm tone palette, and some of these shades, like honestly the shade Tea Room, just screamed, just was yelling my name. So I decided to go ahead and grab that. So I'm sure you can tell I don't have any blush on right now. I did use the bronzer from Huda Beauty today, this one, the glowish bronzer, and now I'm gonna go ahead and dip into Tea Room. I have this brush from the Limoncello collection from ColourPop, and I'm just gonna place that on the outer rim of my face. You guys know I like to keep my blush kind of towards the back here and not pull it onto the apples as much because I feel like it helps lift my face. And sometimes it can get a little too intense when I put too much blush on my cheeks. So I'm going to stay kind of towards the back here and blend it in. So there is the shade Tea Room, and I barely had to put any blush on, and it's very pigmented. And I was really excited for her loose blush. This is called the Luminous Rouge, and I got the shade Loverboy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the tops of my cheeks as well. So I haven't opened this yet, so that's an interesting sound. Okay, I don't want to get too much, but let's give it a little shake, shake. Pick up what's in the lid, pick up what's in the, oh god, that's a lot. Okay, let's dust. So there's some on here, and I'm just gonna go right over where I put the blush to see if it gives it some luminosity. Huh, is this supposed to be, I thought this would be a luminous blush. So I thought like it was a hybrid of a highlighter, but I'm not seeing a glow. Am I losing it? Or did I misunderstand? I mean, it's definitely pigmented. You can see it there. Oh, got a lot on the lid this time. Just giving it a little bit of a buff so it blends into my cheeks better, but I better stop before it gets wild. So not as luminous as I thought, more of like a matte loose powder blush, but I will keep you guys posted. And then Mikayla did launch a highlighter shade with her collection. I don't think it has a name, but it's definitely very light looking in the pan, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I really thought it was beautiful in this swatch. So I'm just grabbing the Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter brush. Yeah, this is basically like a white. Whoopsies. But I'm gonna blend it so that it's just more glowy on me. It's still like a really pretty highlighter though. But yeah, it's basically like a white. Put it on my Cupid's bow. And a little bit on my chin. It does blend really into the skin, so that's nice because it doesn't look like it's gonna leave like a white cast or anything. So I'm just gonna go easy on that. And then for lip, I decided to go with this shade. None of these have shade names on them, but it's like the champagne gloss, and I did put down a lip liner, so I'm just gonna. So that is the lip gloss in like the champagne shade. I also bought the whole lip gloss set, and I did swatch these for you in case you were curious. Definitely on the lighter side, and the formula does feel nice and comfortable as well. So I'm gonna spray on some setting spray, and I will be right back to give you guys my first impressions on all these products. I feel like I was sabotaged by some of the makeup I tried today. For example, this foundation, too light, so that's gonna go in the declutter pile. I also used a Linda Hallberg pencil in my waterline, and I usually never have a problem with those pencils, but it made my eye tear up, and I was like, whoo, like it started just like running down my face, tears started running down my face, so that was kind of annoying. And then I have my mascara and my eyelash curler in my travel makeup bag because I was gonna show you guys what makeup I took with me to California, so I refused to unpack it. And so I basically sabotaged myself with not using my favorite mascara, with not using my lash curler. And yeah, the CoverGirl mascara that I had as a backup is not my favorite. So yeah, I just want to say that I was, you know, definitely sabotaged by some makeup. Anyway, usually I just do side-by-side comparisons in a montage, but I decided not to do that with this video. I was gonna not do comparisons at all, but I figured let me show you some of the other Glamlite palettes I have. So I don't have the original paint palette anymore, and here is the Mikayla palette next to it. Obviously the Mikayla palette has more shades in it. And the other thing too, I was thinking if you're debating between these two palettes, is if you're not into the weird shape palettes that Glamlite does, maybe the Mikayla one would be a good purchase for you. I have not used this particular Glamlite palette yet. I picked it up during like a sale, and so I still need to use that one. And then we did hear a lot of people kind of comparing the Mikayla palette to the ice cream palette. And honestly, there are definitely some shades that I could see similarities with. I feel like even some shades in the Mikayla palette are very similar, especially some of the neutral matte shades in the Mikayla palette. So keep that in mind, but I believe the palette is sold out anyway, so you can't buy it, but these are the side-by-sides with the ice cream and the Mikayla palette. And then I did grab my cake palette as well because this is another rainbow palette from Glamlite. And if you guys already have this cake palette, maybe you can kind of make do with what you have instead of buying another palette. So I just wanted to provide those side-by-sides for you guys because I don't really think that this color story is 100% unique to somebody's collection that might own some of these Glamlite palettes. But I also collect Glamlite and I am a Glamlite affiliate, so I definitely didn't want to pass on this palette. And I did hear that this was a new formula, and I believe for sure the metallics are a gorgeous new formula and I really, really like them. The mattes, not my favorite, but I definitely want to play with them some more because I did use about 4 or 5 mattes in this eye look, and therefore I feel like I need to try them out maybe in a smaller doses. And usually Glamlite's neutral mattes are amazing, so definitely need to give the neutral row a try as well. So very, very excited. I definitely do believe that there's a lot of repeating neutral mattes, like the shades are so close, so that's kind of a con, and these neutral shimmers aren't really that different either. So kind of just keep all those things in mind. The palette's not overpriced though. I feel like you're getting a good value for money if this is your first Glamlite palette. So I do like it. It's definitely not like a run out and buy, but I'm definitely happy I have it. So those are kind of my thoughts on the palette for you. This was such a bust. I didn't even film a demo with it or anything because the video is not about that, but not a fan. I will say the icing base does seem promising. I'm very excited to continue trying this, so I will definitely keep you guys updated in future videos on that. The Luminous Rouge from Jaclyn Hill was a little disappointing. I was expecting this to be like a blush highlighter hybrid, and it definitely leaned more matte, so I'm curious if I was maybe doing something wrong. I will definitely play with this and swatch this some more and keep you guys posted. The palette is beautiful. It's definitely very pigmented. I haven't swatched the other shades. I'm gonna save that and play with all these shades and kind of talk about them in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that. But this packaging totally sucked me in. I love the vibe, and I know some people weren't a fan of the theme, but I think the theme is really cool. So very excited for the palette. As far as the glosses and the highlighters go, I really like the highlighter formula and the gloss formula, but overall the shades are a little bit light for me, so most likely these will end up in a declutter to some of my friends, which is totally fine because I do have some lighter skin tone friends I can give these to. I'll probably keep the gold one because I think I can work that with my skin tone, but I'm not really a fan of pearly glosses on me. I don't know, I just, with my undertones, I really like a more warm toned gloss, so I'm not really excited for that. This one I will continue to try because I really like this formula and there is some promise there. And then the lashes are of course very dramatic, true to Glamlite style, and I will definitely try these. I think I'm definitely gonna have to trim them because it looks like the band is like way longer than my eyelid, so I will keep you posted on that as well. That is everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope it helped. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you pick up this palette, or was it a pass for you? Are you a Mikayla fan, or did you just discover her TikTok kind of like I did? Definitely late to the party, but nonetheless happy to be there. Like I said, I do have a Glamlite affiliate code, so I will leave that down in the description box. I'll put it on the screen here too if you are interested in shopping any other Glamlite products. I will see you guys in my next video soon. I have so many palettes to film with, so let me know what you would like to see next, and if you guys have any Q&A questions for the baby Q&A, then let me know as well. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!